Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast.
This is a show dedicated to helping you become a better organist.
We're your hosts, Vidas
And Usha Motuzaitė Pinkevičienė.
We have over 25 years of experience of playing the organ.
And we've been teaching thousands of organists online from 89 countries since 2011.
So now let's jump in and get started with the podcast for today.
We hope you'll enjoy it.
Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Usha.
Let's start episode 649 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Bob, and he's taking our Melodic Dictation course level 1. He writes, Vidas, I have a question about number 280 in Melodic Dictation week 9. Here we have a picture, snippet, basically a screenshot of what he has. It's a 8 measure dictation in G major 2/4 meter. A very simple exercise, basically predominantly 8 note motion, sometimes dotted 8 notes and 16 note movement, some of the quarter notes with dots. But he writes further, I thought that if there is a pickup measure in a song, that the last measure of the song and the first measure should add up to one measure. But in this case, there is a rest contained in the last measure. So the two measures do not add up to one measure. How do I decide whether I should add the rest or not? Or is it one of those times that it doesn't matter? Thanks, Bob. Well, first of all, this is not a song, because song that has to have either words or should be a vocal piece. Correct?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So it's an exercise.
That's right.
More correct work. But you see what he means. There is a pickup and a full measure in the.
Well, I get these kind of questions from my students all the time. And because that's how we teach, them how the pickup is. And we see that if there is a pickup, then with the last measure, it should be one whole measure. But it's not always the case. And as it is in this case, it's not. And it's okay. It's perfectly normal. It would be perfectly normal even if in this last measure there would be a half step, half note, yes? And there would still be a pickup of 8 note at the beginning. It's fine. You could find it both ways in music.
Yes.
It's perfectly normal. Actually, no. And that last note, if it's like dotted quarter note, or it would be a half note, it wouldn't matter so much. Because in general, if we are talking about piano, and I believe you probably played this dictation on the piano, the sound dies, while holding it. So very often you cannot tell precisely how long the last note actually was because of that specification of the piano sound dying. It's not like, the organ.
You are correct, and also we have to keep in mind that this basically a foundational understanding that if you have a pickup, then the last measure should not be complete is only taught basically in the first grade, so that kindergarten or very early school children should understand this concept. Pickup is part of the last measure. But then when you get to real pieces, real musical compositions or longer exercises, you get all kinds of things. For example, just before we started recording this conversation, I was downloading my own video, 9 steps in mastering Schumann's canon in B major, opus 56, number 6. and I have this an hour-long video, and I wanted to cut the last part, the last step, basically, and make it a complete short video of demonstration of this wonderful canon. And guess what? This canon does have a pickup, upbeat, one quarter note in the beginning. And while we were talking right here, I looked up the score, and the last measure, look, this is a complete measure, not two one half note and final bar line, but dotted half note, like 3/4 meter, complete measure.
Yes, that's often the case.
Yeah.
So it's not an exception. Actually, it's quite normal.
Yes. But as Osha said, when you play it on the piano, it's difficult to understand when exactly the sound ends, especially at the end when the last note is sounding. If you had like 3-note or 4-note chord with playing with both hands, it's easier because more sounds are depressed or sounding at the same time, right? And then you then can pick up the ending of the sound more easily.
Well, if I would be, a teacher and I would have to grade with dictation, I would find it correctly if it would be written half note at the end, or as is given in this concrete case, where is the quarter note with a dot and then the rest of it. And even if it would be only dotted quarter note, either way would be fine with me.
I see. And you could say that this measure could be complete, incomplete, either way is fine, right?
Yes.
I agree. I guess Bob can find many more exercises like this in this melodic dictation course. And he seems to enjoy writing those dictations. Do your students enjoy writing dictations, Osha?
Some of them do, but most of them don't.
Why not?
Well, we can't do it very well.
Can't or can?
Can't.
So then they don't want to improve?
Sure. Especially now when we have online teaching. Just like 2 days ago, I asked them if we could, tell me which way we like my dictations more, because I was using 2 different programs. When at the beginning, I was actually using the Rode mic and was recording them with my phone. Later, I switched to recording through OBS Studio and was using our new mic, very powerful one. And later I switched to Piano Tech program, basically. And when I asked them, if we could tell difference between Piano Tech and that earlier recordings with the mic, only one of my students could tell me why she liked Piano Tech more. But the recording is better quality and she might, do it as loud as she wishes. Everybody else couldn't tell the difference. So I realized we were just keep, rewriting these dictations from somebody else.
They're not listening to your dictations.
Sure.
That's terrible.
And all this, effort that I put in, and all these hours that I spent recording those dictations, we are just going nowhere.
Except when you're telling it now, maybe somebody from our subscribers can go to your channel on YouTube and start writing these dictations. Yes?
Sure. Yes, there are, multiple choices because I have, big lists starting from last spring. There are dictations that I listed like A, B, C, D, E levels dictations. A being the easiest, one voice dictations, B and C 2 voice dictations, and then D and E being the 3-part dictations. So, and there was also section of ear training on my YouTube channel where you can also find various type of dictations.
So you just have to find a playlist called Air Training, right?
Yes.
And obviously, for obvious reasons, there is no music score on the screen for people to look at while they're writing dictations, right? So that they only use their ear. But if you would like to write dictations and then have answer key, then check out my Melodic Dictation master course level 1, the one that Bob is taking. And then you will have not only audio files but also answer keys with scores.
Yes.
All right, guys, this was Vidas.
And Usha.
Please send us more of your questions. We love helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
Miracles happen.
This podcast is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online.
It has hundreds of courses, coaching, and practice materials for every area of organ playing. Thousands of instructional videos and PDFs. You will not find more value anywhere else online.
Total Organist helps you to master any piece, perfect your technique, develop your sight reading skills, and improvise or compose your own music, and much, much more.
Sign up and begin your training today at organduo.lt and click on Total Organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
If you like our organ music, you can also support us on Patreon and get free CDs.
Find out more at patreon.com/secrets of organ playing.